Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this? What is it? Tuesday night. Tuesday, January 2nd or 3rd. What is it? It's January 2nd, 2024. Alright, well, here we go. We are in the new year now. Surprise, surprise. So here's what happened, right? Too much fun, obviously, I said that. And then I did my podcast yesterday. I mean, too much fun over the weekend, right? I mean, the New Year's, New Year's Eve and, with the family and friends and too much fun. And then I was so fucking tired yesterday because I didn't have enough sleep, obviously, New Year's Eve, right? And then what happens is that, hold on, I'm sorry, my laptop is not powered, it sucks. Because then it's going to die. Okay, here we go, that's it, worked. So then what happened was that I came home really late, right? And then I slept, and then I was trying to find some, breakfast, and it's like the New Year's Day, right? And in any case, so to make the long story short, right, yesterday, I was just so tired at night, and then I had some food and, a couple of beers, and then I did my podcast, right? I didn't realize that it was not good. Because I was so tired, I basically, right after the podcast, which was basically, am I using basically too much? I'm not, what the hell? What I'm saying is that I was just too fucking tired. And then I just did that podcast last night, which was Monday night, right? Which was the New Year's night, right? And I just felt like I just blowed through it. And I was kind of worked up because of obvious reasons that, my wife wasn't here, all through the holidays. And this is when you're supposed to be with your significant other, right? When you're with family and blah, 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 right? Yeah, I got worked up a little bit. And there's justification for me to get worked up. But then I realized, man, yeah, you're going to get worked up on your podcast instead of talking about, more positive things, What is that going to do, Yeah, she's not here. You love her. She loves you. You deserve to be with her. Yeah, it has been now 18 months, still no sign of like when she'll be interviewed, right? And that, and then the whole thing, the whole thing about the holidays, and it's just like I'm already like sort of depressed coming back from like Florida, and I kind of got worked up with my friends too, and then I apologized, not over the New Year's, but before that, I'm like, what the hell am I doing up here? It's cold up here. Florida is nicer. Am I repeating myself? I'm sorry. I apologize. And it's like people are nicer down there, etc., right? The whole thing, it's a lot of traffic up here. But in any case, so I basically deleted that podcast that I did last night, because not that I said something bad, but I just felt like it wasn't up to my standards. Well, now we got standards, sir? I mean, what standards for what? Podcast? Well, I mean, I talk shit. That's my fucking podcast. But, like, if I'm angry every 5 minutes, I'm talking that, the whole world is against me or something because My wife is not here when we are supposed to be together, because last time I saw her was in August, right? Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, you know. But what can you do? I mean, we're doing the best we can, you know. She and I both, and all the friends and family, they are wishing us the best, and they are wishing us that we be together soon, and it's natural that I get worked up because of that. But I just felt like, because my podcast, yeah, I talk shit, and I just talk about life, and I talk about things that actually interest me, right? And I hope, not that I hope, but I'm assuming that some of the things that I talk about also sort of like interest people who are listening to my podcasts, like what, 3 people? Uh, yeah, that was the whole like New Year's, Eve, New Year's Day. I went to my sister's place, and my other sister from Germany, she came actually. She flew in on 31st, and we had dinner at their place. I actually, I picked up some like amazing Greek food, and then they had ordered pizza, and then from there we went to a bar, and then I went to see, these guys from mountains. I didn't stay at the bar too much, for too long, and then after that, it was kind of late. Then I came back, right? All right. So without like giving you guys my New Year extra baggins, right? What I did. It was a fun night, and yesterday it was just completely quiet. Actually, I have to text my sister to see what they are up to this week, because uh, I'm gonna have to basically invite them, since our little sister, she's the youngest, who has come from Germany for like 3 weeks, I think. She probably will stay with me for a couple of weeks as well. All right. Here we are, 2024. I mean, what did I talk about last time? Remember calendar? So, Gregorian calendar, we are in the new year, and weather is just getting now in Northeast here in New Jersey, New York, into its cold fronts. Now, no matter how you twist it, turn it, whatever you do with it, it's gonna hit us, They are even predicting snow this weekend. I had no fucking idea. Maybe a storm like a nor'easter. I hope not. I have to actually. I think, have my Jeep checked by the mechanic one more time, because if it snows, I know it's a four-wheel drive, not normally speaking, but it has that small, stick for the four-wheel, and I don't think the four-wheel on this Jeep is like 100% working, to be honest with you, because I don't use it, because normally speaking, it's a rear-wheel drive, right? But if it snows, then I have to use the four-wheel, right? So I was talking to the mechanic when last time, remember when I had the problem with the fucking radiator? And these heavy fucking Jeeps, right? I mean, heavy SUVs. Jeeps are one of the heavy ones, right? Because that's how they were built. And I grew up in the mountains with these Jeeps back in the 80s, right? My uncle had one, and yeah, it's like 80s and even early 90s was the era of Jeeps in the mountains, right? But now the era of Jeeps is gone. Now it's like Land fucking cruisers. Not even Land cruisers. You know the new one? What are they called? TZ? TZ? That's what they call them. TZ? The Toyotas, right? So the era of Jeeps is gone, you know. But obviously Jeep still makes them here. You know, I'm talking about Wranglers because Wranglers and the Willys Jeeps is what I grew up with, right? And I like my Jeep, but it's just that it's a heavy car. It's a gas guzzler, you know. So I might have to take it to a mechanic again, get the fucking four-wheel checked. You know, hopefully I don't have to spend like a gazillion fucking dollar, right? We shall see. So what's new in the new year, huh? What are we talking about? But well, listen. You know, it's normal that I miss my wife and she misses me, and it's just, you know, this is her home, and it sucks that she's not here. You know, she's in Islamabad, you know, in our house, which is also her house, you know, second home away from home. But once again, you know, we are doing whatever we can, and there's really nothing we can do, you know, as far as the interview, because that all depends on the embassy and the State Department. So I'm hoping, and then I pray that, you know, it happens soon, sooner than later, right? So I basically, you know, I was so fucking tired last night. I went to sleep early. I'm glad I did, and then I woke up a little early today, you know, and got my bagels, you know, egg whites, you know, and my coffee, and then I worked. Uh, Came home and I cooked some like amazing fucking, you know, like I hate that. Oh, I hate that. It was like an inch thick. What do you call one of those like New York strip steaks, right? And then I cooked it. I made sort of a like a, you know, sort of a stew with it, and with rice, like basmati rice. It came out really good, you know. That's what I had for dinner. That's what I'm going to have for the rest of the week, right? As leftovers. And I cook some fucking potatoes, you know, for breakfast, because, you know, I alternate between like bagels and then having breakfast here, right? Or I cook egg whites, and then, you know, you know, I have bread, and sometimes I'll make a paratha, you know, those frozen ones. And then the potatoes, right? In any case, am I turning this into like a food podcast? No, I think I was telling my wife that maybe I will do another like a cooking video. Been a while, right? Been a while. Actually, my brother-in-law, he's a really good cook, you know. And he made some amazing lamb for Christmas Eve, I remember. And I was having those leftovers lamb for the following 2 days. You know, it was amazing. Maybe I'll ask him, hey man, let's do like a joint cooking video or some shit. You know, we'll see. Hmm? So, did you actually make some resolutions? New Year's? I don't make resolutions because those never work for me. No, they never work for me. So it doesn't make any sense for me to actually, you know, come up with a list of fucking things that I should do in this year. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense that all of a sudden, oh, you know, just because the day turned from December 31st to January 1st means that all of a sudden now you have to basically completely revolutionize your life. Why couldn't you do it before? Did something happen on the night of December 31st that, you know, all of a sudden, oh shit, some aliens from the heaven or from other, you know, star systems came down, and then they gave you some sort of a manifesto? Oh, you got to do this now. Oh, here we are. We'll help you. And if you can do this year, then you're going to bring a positive change in your life, huh? Is that what it is? It doesn't work that for me. It has never worked like that for me. I mean, for us, for me, I think, the big thing again is, without repeating myself, me and my wife, we are be together. Fuck this. All right, sir, don't be too angry. Don't be worked up. All right. But it was great, it was great to see family and family friends, especially guys, I used to invite them back in the days when I was living in Brooklyn Heights and then Prospect Heights, every few months we would have a get together, just guys, and just talk shit, have laughs, that's what it is. Yeah, you got to have laughs in life, man. Otherwise, life is fucking boring. What was that? Jesus. Is that the Sims factory? Oh, fucking idea. But in any case, so it's kind of late, 11:16 at night, and is it too late? I don't think so. Well, some people go to sleep early, and then they wake up like at 7 o'clock. 15 idea. So, my New Year's resolution is to just take chill pill a lot, calmness, did I not say that I don't want to have any resolution? Well, I mean, as you grow older, with age, some things, come naturally, and you just want to focus on things that actually make you a little more tranquil. Is that what it is? Calm and also a little more happier. And then laughs. You gotta have laughs. Otherwise, life is fucking boring, and it gets not only boring, but also it becomes a fucking routine, and you feel like you're just a cog in the wheel, right? And same shit every day. You wake up, you do your breakfast, whatever ritual you do, your coffee, your whatever. Go to work, you come back, same thing, you repeat, Yeah, I think that's basically in a nutshell, the life of almost every person, unless you are fucking, some hot Bollywood shot, right? Where you actually have a lot of fucking money, and then you are famous, and you are like a fucking, movie star, and then you have, producers coming to you, and whatever, you are, directors and this and that. Even then, I think it's the same thing. Okay, if you are a movie star, famous movie star, yeah, you are famous. People probably love you, or some people probably hate you, right? And then you're making more money, right? But then at the end of the day, you're doing a job. If I could, I would. What I would do? Okay, so let's talk about that. Because sometimes I feel like, I'm a cog in the wheel. Why am I doing this? What the fuck am I? Should I actually change my career and go on a career suicide mission? No. But what I'm saying is that sometimes I feel like maybe, man, I should have tried this. I should have tried that. Or should have, would have, could have. See, these are the fucking things in life that bother you, I think what really bothers is not the things that you have done, the mistakes you made, the things you have not done. Those are what actually bothers us all the time. And then as we grow older, that becomes less and less of a priority. I'm hoping that, our brains As we grow older, we just kind of forget all those things. Regrets of not following something, and something that you would like. Well, I mean, you can still do that, but I don't know. I mean, the other day, my brother-in-law's brother was here, and we were talking, that that uh, people should be able to follow their dreams to an extent, or if you are a young person in your 20s, you probably don't know what your dreams are yet, right? But you'll have an idea. and and I understand, like, especially here in America, because there are a lot of opportunities, and you work hard, and you work towards what you want to achieve in life, whether you want to become a comedian, or you want to become an engineer, or you want to become a doctor, whatever the hell it is. That the problem for us, where we come from, everything is so traditional, like conventional, that like, for example, I could never be a musician in the fucking mountains. It's like, okay, now I understand. Who doesn't like music, right? We had a lot of dance and music the other night on New Year's Eve, right? So, who doesn't like music? But I would not be able to even support myself if I were to, become a musician or a comedian or an actor. Although, I don't have the height and all that. I shouldn't say that. Well, Tom Cruise is short too, sir. Yeah, but he has some, it's a different, I don't know, it's a different thing. I mean, if you want to be an actor, you have to basically pursue that from the beginning. All right, I don't think any actor or comedian just becomes a comedian or an actor overnight. They go to like fucking drama school, and their life becomes a fucking drama, right? Well, something like that, you have to have some sort of an aptitude from the beginning, right? So what is it that I should do now that I can't fucking play golf, right? It sucks. Weather sucks here in New Jersey, Again, if my wife was here, we would have just like spent at least 2 months somewhere fucking warmer, such as like West Palm Beach, right? In any case, so I need to buy that Nintendo Switch to play the simulator, on TV, and for golf, because my brother-in-law has that, and then I had to look into how much money am I going to spend, huh? Because I don't want to fucking spend a lot of money, because I'm not into like simulations and all that. I would rather play the real game, Obviously, there's more fun, right? So, the flight simulator I have, and I just like, it's just too boring. I was never into like games, because I think at this point in time, I told you guys that if I was somewhere in the Midwest, right, or somewhere in Colorado, even, right, where there's a lot of like space, and then I would just buy a fucking drone that I could fly, right, while being in the drone, right? It's like a chopper. So maybe I should take the chopper lessons, flying lessons, right? Just to get some sort of a training. And who makes these fucking drones where you can actually fly them? I think there's a Swedish company that makes these fucking drones. You can buy them, but I think they are very expensive. They're delivered to you, but I don't think I can afford to buy that fucking drone. And what am I going to fly it here? You're not allowed to fly these fucking drones while you are sitting in the drone, right? No. And while we are on this subject, maybe I should talk about like, is the new era just like the 1920s? I think I said this in one of my previous podcasts. Just like just like the 1920s, right? 1920s, 1900s, 1910, 1920s, when the cars came onto the fucking road, right? Before that, they had those horse buggies, right? And so when the cars came onto the fucking roads, and you can see those videos, like those black and white videos in New York, right? And the people were afraid. Oh shit! This fucking machine is riding itself. Means, well, I'll be as a driver, but is this going to like fucking go all over, and it's going to like like crash into people and like stores and whatever the fuck it is, right? Sidewalks, kill people. But somehow we did it, right? We made it safer, and then the traffic laws, the roads, and everything, right? Does that mean that at some point in time, when we human beings realize that if I have to go to, let's say, a construction site in Manhattan, right, or let's say in Brooklyn from my office here in Jersey City, right, sometime it takes me as long as like an hour, even fucking more. Now, if I had one of those Jetson drones, right, not drones, drones, right, Jetson, that's the company that makes them. If I had one of those fucking drones, I could get to the site in 15 minutes. Fly it from the roof of my fucking office building, right? And fly to the other side, right, Manhattan, Brooklyn, right? 10 minutes at top, 15 minutes at top, and then I'll just fucking, land it somewhere, right? So I think the landing and the takeoff and the parking for those fucking things, those are the primary obstacles, I think. And if you talk to somebody like Elon Musk, he's opposed to like having these flying cars, right? I'm not actually. I think they're going to become real at some point in time. Because at some point in time, we're going to be like, fuck this. Why am I spending, hours and hours in fucking traffic, when I can just get to point B from point A in 20 minutes, right? Why am I making my life miserable, right? So then at that point, just like the horse buggies, right? Just like the horse buggies, when we got sick and tired of like fucking, taking horse buggies and the poor horses, right? And even to, let's say, if you were to go to Westchester, right, Connecticut, in a horse buggy, how long that would fucking take from New York City, right? Probably like at least half a day, right? And like, fuck this. And so is this, I think it's the same thing. At some point in time, we will actually have to, just out of necessity, all right? Because most of the things that we do have come up with are out of necessity, all right? Like all of our comforts. I'm not talking about, I have a luxury car, luxury drones. And I'm talking about the basic stuff. I mean, don't you want to save fucking time? Don't you want to get to your construction site, wherever you have to go, right? Or meetings, right? Where you don't have to fucking drive for 2 hours, and you can just like put the drone on the fucking automatic, right, on the map, and then just hit the fly, and then just give it the GPS coordinates, and then it basically just lands on the other side, right, wherever you are supposed to go, wherever it's supposed to take you, right? So I thought the Arkansas, some state like Arkansas, was into that, was doing that. It was going to make flying cars a reality. Is that true? It was in the news a couple of years ago. I don't know what happened. This probably is not the priority because we have other priorities, which is basically just bullshit, right? All these politicians and whatnot, right? But in any case, without without sounding too pushy, for flying cars, I think we will come up with some regulations, like air traffic, just like we have air traffic controls and all that, right? FAA has all these fucking rules, right, for flying in and out of airports, even like private ones, right? Uh, Somehow it has to. It will happen. I think it will happen, and yeah, initially it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough and rough. Yeah, some people basically will be just fucking crashing onto the fucking Hudson River, right? I'm not saying that that will happen every time, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, in a place like Manhattan, yeah, I mean, if you watch something like fucking Blade Runner, right? Blade Runner from even the original one, 2017, right? Blade Runner 2017, which actually came out in 1983, the original one with Harrison Ford, right? Remember that fucking flying car, right? Which also drives and flies, right? And this is fucking like dystopian LA, right? In future. In LA, yeah, I understand LA has more land than like a place like Manhattan, right? In Manhattan, yes, I get it because Manhattan doesn't have any fucking, even like fucking rooftop space, right? Although some buildings do have these, helipads up there. Helipads for these fucking choppers, right? So I'm talking about, because the problem with these fucking choppers is that they are too fucking noisy, they are too big, the blades are too fucking huge, and so you can't have them all over, it's like not everybody can do that. But I'm talking about like personal drones, right? Where, it's only for one person or two person sitting there, and then the blades can be, I think, made like extremely quiet, right? And they can be protected, right? They can have protectors so they don't fucking, you know, uh, chop people's heads off, right? While landing or taking off, and then the noise, right? I think somebody's going to come up with technology just like the Swedish company's drones. Um, those are pretty cool, actually. Look them up. Jetson drones, right? So Jetson drones are how much now? Hold on a sec. Jetson drones. Personal drone. Jetson 1. Okay, there you go. Jetson Aero. Welcome to Jetson. So, Jetson 1 is a drone and it can take up to 86 kilograms. Right? 86 kilograms basically is about 200 pounds, right? And the flight time is 20 minutes. Top speed 102 kilometers per hour, right? And how much are these fucking things? Hold on a second. I think these people, these countries outside the United States are doing that more than here. Because here I think there's a lot of fucking regulation, and so people don't want to even deal with it, right? If it has a lot of regulations. Oh, so looks like they used to be like $190,000. Now, Now they are $98,000 for these fucking drones, right? And you can order them, but all the orders are booked for 2024 and 2025. Not that I have money to buy these, and I'm just saying this is one of the like personal drones, and you can fly with some weight, right, including yours, for 20 minutes with the charge, right, because they're all electric, obviously, and so something like those, because I think those are pretty quiet and they don't take a lot of space. You can just basically, like land them into like a parking spot. Is that what it is? Is that what's going to happen? Is that what should happen? I think initially it's going to be a hectic, just like I'm talking about again, 1900s, 1910s, when the cars for the first time came out onto the road, right? And if you see some videos like from those like Ford, what are those, like Ford T model, right? When they came onto the roads in fucking Manhattan, you can see that some of them are basically going left and fucking right. They're going all over the fucking sidewalk and here and there, right? And people are like fucking jumping so that they don't get hit by those fucking cars, right? And I think that's what's going to happen with these fucking flying drones, right? Flying cars, and I don't know. It will take maybe 20 years to come up with regulations, and people would, we would get used to them, just like now we are used to fucking cars, right? Regulations and rules, and when you are flying, you have to do this. Right? You have to. It has to be. You have to fly. If you're flying from here to, let's say, Jersey City, my office, or you can just go off road, off the fucking air through other, routes. You should go, straight to through the air route of the air, right? Am I just being too simplistic? What's that fucking word? When I'm talking about these things, but I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, all right? But don't you think these people were afraid when the cars came out for the first time, right? And some people, I'm pretty sure they were opposed to it, and like, oh no, we can't do this. These fucking machines, who knows what if they just fucking run wild, right? I think that's what's going to happen. The other thing is, I get it, that you have now with the fucking flying cars is the vertical dimension, right? So now we're adding vertical dimension, and then if you have an accident in the air, then less of a chance that you will fucking survive, right? I'm pretty sure we'll come up with some sort of a safety feature for that as well, right? I mean, obviously you have to have a fucking parachute, right? This and that, right? Do you know how they actually eject themselves from those fucking the jets, the fighter planes? You know how those fucking pilots eject themselves when the flight actually somehow crashes, before it crashes or it blows up in the fucking air, right? Something like that you'll have to come up with, right? Just like we have these fucking, what do you call the balloons, right? Air brakes, right? For cars. So, in any case, did I just make my podcast a discussion about flying cars? Well, I'm just talking about convenience. I mean, it's convenient that we should have them, right? At some point in time, we'll come up with regulations and rules, and set up a fucking flight path, right, to wherever we want to go. I think we should have some designated areas. Not that everybody buys a fucking drone and then everybody just like fucking flies all over the fucking place, and then people don't know how to control. You have to have some sort of a traffic path, just like a fucking road, right? So that's it. We will come up with some, what do you call a whole like a network of like airpaths, right? In any case, what else is going on, huh? Well, it's just work week now, and we are just going to be working again in this fucking year. Well, what else can you do? Work, have some laughs, have some fun, spend some time with your loved ones and friends. That's it. Take it easy. Don't go too fucking crazy. And I think that's the general rules for life, right? And focus on, I think I should just focus on like I just had to focus on work. That's what it is. Yeah, sometimes I become miserable thinking about the whole thing. I come home as a lunatic and this and that. When I'm married, and my wife is there. She supports me, obviously. She's there on the phone, but it's not the same thing, obviously, as both of us being together, right? Again, this is at home. I'm just hoping that she comes here soon. It's not only because I want to be with her or she wants to be with me. Yes, of course. But also this is her home. She deserves to be here. This is a different country, it's a different lifestyle, more freedom here, right? And America, the land of free, right? So again, without being too emotional or anything, I'm just hoping, and then I know you all out there, whoever is listening to my podcast, right, you understand my frustration, but I just have to, not accept the facts that, we don't know when, at least she will have an interview, right? But I don't know. And that actually kind of like makes me worked up, is that we don't know. It's like an open-ended thing, right? So that just like kind of sets me back and makes me kind of depressed. But in any case, I don't want to sound negative. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. And then we have these immigrants coming from the southern border without any papers, nothing, and then here I am waiting for my wife, for months and months and now years, and I don't know. I just have to take it easy and let's hope for the best, right? So January now is the depressing time has started after the holidays, right? Is there anything else going on in January? I don't think so. But I think I'm just I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to take any other vacation. I'm not saying that I'm just saying this as a protest, right? I'm protesting for not being with my wife or she's not being here. I'm just saying that if anything, we depending on where she's going to be in the next few weeks, hopefully we'll hear something, Then I want to make plans with her, because whether we travel, whatever we do, but in any case, let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to Islamabad, to be with her over the holidays, and that actually kind of like made me depressed, I think, more than anything. That I was just hoping that she'll be here, by now, and then it didn't happen, and that just like makes me kind of fucking worked up, But again, it's not in our hands. It's not in our hands. So, all right, everyone. What else is going on? I talked about the fucking, flying cars, and how about movies? Is anything going on in movies? I actually have been watching. You know what I've been watching? I've been watching these fucking old shows. One of them is like Person of Interest. That's an interesting show, set in New York City, right? And some actions are really good in that show. What it has like 4 seasons. I don't fucking idea, but I've been watching that. And then what are the other movies which are coming out? I was actually looking up what new movies that I can watch. You can watch because I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like even that becomes just boring. I'm gonna be done with this podcast. I'm gonna go into the bedroom. Watch a movie, half of a movie before I pass the fuck out, right? And then I'll just look at some news or whatever, and then the good what is it? The good thing is that at least I shut down the fucking news at after like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. After I come back and I'm like, that's it, that's it. If something fucking blows up, then I'll know tomorrow morning, right? That's it. And then I just work and I listen to podcasts and obviously, the ones that I like, are the ones that I like, and comedians and Joe Rogan, obviously. And I don't want to talk about politics because I hear that like whole fucking day, all day. And if it becomes too much, because I listen to all kind of news when I'm working in my office, right? And if it becomes too much, I'll just shut it down. And then I listen to like something like, Skeptic podcast with, what's his name, Michael Shermer, right? And he brings in some amazing guests. It's like, and sort of like I kind of associate myself with it, although not 100%, because yeah, I'm skeptical about life as well. But then at the same time, there are things. Well, life in itself, the fucking universe in itself, is inexplainable, right? To an extent. That we don't fucking know where it came from. Has it been here forever? Or what the fuck, despite all the scientific theories, astronomical theories, right? Astrophysicists, what they're telling you. And I think logic still is good. Logic works. But if you really want to get into some, like, really not the woo-woo stuff, I'm not talking about the fucking woo-woo stuff, because that's just like horseshit, right? I think I beat astrology to death when I talked about that in one of my previous podcasts, right? Podcasts. And astronomy, yeah, I mean, we are nowhere, to be honest with you, as human beings in this universe. I'm not saying that we are nowhere, like nowhere. We are somewhere in this fucking universe, right? Milky Way galaxy, but we are just here. And, it's just like the existential question of we are alone or not, it's still there. It's still going to be there for, I think, at least like many decades. So, unless you are an interdimensional traveler, and I don't know how you do that, we don't have the technology and means to do that, unless maybe psychedelics. I think I said that last time. Maybe those are a means to travel in other dimensions. I have no idea. But then, you're not really traveling physically, right? So I don't know. Is it like a fractal? The universe is fractal. A universe within a universe. I don't know. So there's some things which are not really explainable, and they don't make any fucking sense. But for most part, for our daily lives and this and that, right, where we are, and even like us trying to explore and find other exoplanets, which I think also I beat to death because that's also a far-fetched idea. We can't get there, so what's the fucking point? Even if we find a habitable planet, let's say even 10 million light years away from Earth, how the fuck are we going to get there, right? With the technology we have, we can't. It's impossible. All right, so it's just a wishful thinking on behalf of humans, right? So, if you are an astronomer, right? If you're an astronomer or if you are an astrophysicist, I think that kind of makes probably you depressed at nights, right? When you go to fucking sleep and like, what the fuck? We can't do it. We know, no, we know. We sort of kind of have an idea. We did the calculations and, we looked at that fucking star system through James Webb Telescope, but even if it's habitable, we find out that, it might be habitable, and it might be habitable with, like, intelligent life form, but then how the fuck are we going to get there, right? So that would make me depressed if I'm an astronomer or an astrophysicist or like a space fucking traveler, right? Or even an astronaut, right? But hey, we got to start like from baby steps, right? Mars, Moon, Mars, and that probably will happen. Mars and Moon probably will happen if we keep going the way, for example, people like Elon Musk are going, right? All you hippies out there, they're going to say, why are we going to Mars when we have all these fucking problems on Earth? But, well, those problems are always going to be there. These chicken goose are always going to be here on this fucking Earth, all right? You can't do anything with that. I mean, you can try your best to, like, make people's life better if you can, including your own, right? But Earth will always have fucking problems. It doesn't mean that we have to stop basically, building a base on Moon or Mars. Why the fuck not, right? And the private companies are going to do that, including obviously Elon Musk's and Jeff Bezos. They have the fucking money, and and I think, well, him and then Bill Gates has a lot of fucking money too. I think they should basically divert all that fucking money because they're not going to take that with them, right? To the other side, if there's the other side, right? So they should actually, I think, invest that money. I think Jeff Bezos is doing that with like Blue Origin, right? And if I had some money like that, I would definitely do that, Also, am I going to basically like say that if we have a base on, let's say, Mars, right? If you have a base on Mars, where is they going to take us from there? Like Jupiter? I don't know. Pluto? Well, Pluto doesn't exist anymore, right? It's gone. It's like a dwarf star. But in any case, so I don't want to sound like a fucking astronomer when I'm not, right? So then what's the fucking next step after Mars? I have no idea, right? But is that going to happen in my lifetime? Probably. It's going to happen in many of our lifetimes. And that'll be actually very exciting, actually, finally the humans have made it to Mars. Are we going to send those fucking, humanoid robots first? Ex Machinas, or T-1000s, right? From the fucking Terminator movie, right? Instead of risking, sending humans. No, I think we're gonna probably just send like a better machine than these what do you call these like soil, analyzing, soil sample collecting, these vehicles that we have sent to Mars, right? I think we're gonna send something better first before we send the humans, right? And if that becomes successful, I think the next step would be to basically just send humans. Well, we have to send humans first back to moon first, sir. We haven't done that in like fucking 50 years, 60 years. Isn't that amazing, right? I think those are going to happen simultaneously, if I'm not mistaken. Simultaneously. But if we were not embezzled in that whole Cold War back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? We probably would have had a base on Moon, and by this time, we probably were also setting up something, on Mars as well. So that just that setback happened, and in any case, so I don't want to go on and on about that either. Is there anything else I want to talk about before I sign off for this podcast? I presume you all had a great New Year's and whatever the hell you did. What did you do? Like you went to fucking Bushwick and partied hard, or you went to whatever local neighborhood bar, hung out there with your family, whatever you did, right? What's going to happen in 2024? Is 2024 an election year? Is it? Holy shit. Here I am talking about elections. Yeah, I don't want to talk about fucking elections, all right? Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen, all right? Hopefully nothing blows up, the way the whole thing is going with politics and all that, right? I know. I don't think things would be worse. But whatever happens, right? I mean, is that going to affect my life directly? No, I'm not too concerned about like that or 2024 presidential elections. So I'm not really. I mean, yeah, I listen to news, just like all you people out there, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to opine on it. I don't want to have an opinion because it's the same thing, It's the same thing, and I always wish the best for for this country. I'm a citizen here, this is my home. And I have my business here, I've been paying taxes, living a citizen's life, right? And I have my business for years and years. I have employees, right? And, I'm just hoping that the economy gets better for everyone. People's lives get better. Economically, people are more prosperous. I'm not talking about, you should be buying fucking these luxury homes down in fucking whatever Caribbean island is, right? But I'm talking about the basic, because life here is not easy, even for somebody like me who's just one person here, right? No, I mean, I send money home and all that, right? And obviously, uh, and all that jazz, but it just things are so expensive here. Like, it's fucking amazing. Um, and I think I got to. I said this many times, and I got to cut down the expenses, including I think I'm going to downsize my office, which I can't right now because I need my engineers, come to the office because I don't want to do the fucking remote thing. Yeah, I can do that, but it's not the same. It's not like, if you're a computer guy or somebody who doesn't need to go to fucking construction sites and all that, right? I just can't do that. And I'll be looking for like a cheaper office space with parking, and then I'll still be looking. So let's see what happens, right? All right, everyone. So again, yeah, it was too much fucking fun over the New Year's, and then we did that. A lot of people, especially through this like holiday time, a lot of people who are lonely, who don't have a lot of family here or not a lot of friends. For us, yeah, I do have that, and my sister, she has been very supportive of me all these years and all that, right? But still, these holidays, especially these like towards Christmas and then the New Year's, these give us a lot of anxiety. People like me, and I'm sorry, I apologize if I said anything to anyone that kind of like was what do you call? I mean, did I say anything to offend anyone? I hope not. But if I did, forgive me, please. All right. So yeah, forgiveness is a virtue. I feel like I had to forgive a lot of people. I feel like the fucking life has also just like given me this pain. And I'm not talking about people, just like life in itself can just like fucking burn you. And then you realize, okay, what the fuck, man. In any case, okay, again, without being too negative towards the end, I will see you all next weekend or Monday or Tuesday.